Good morning, dear friends. Today, I want to invite you on a small journey, a journey not across distant lands or grand adventures, but a journey into the quiet corners of our lives, into stories seldom told, into voices seldom heard. Because sometimes, just sometimes, the loudest revelations come not from thunderous roars, but from gentle whispers and silent hearts. Dear friends, today I want to take you on a journey not to faraway lands, not to grand adventures, but into the quiet corners of our lives, into stories that are often untold, into voices that are seldom heard. Because sometimes the loudest truths are not shouted from the rooftops, but whispered through quiet actions, small gestures, and steady hearts. Think for a moment about a woman who wakes up early in the morning, even before the sun rises. She doesn't announce her efforts, she doesn't post about her sacrifices. She simply ensures that her family starts the day with a warm breakfast, a smile, and a sense of security. She may not receive applause for the countless invisible tasks. She does the laundry, the meals, the care, the love, but her impact is enormous. Her silent dedication creates a world where her loved ones feel nurtured, protected, and encouraged to grow. Now think about resilience. There are women who endure hardships silently, who face challenges that could break anyone else, yet they carry themselves with grace. When the world is unfair, when circumstances are harsh, they don't scream or complain. They stand firm, hold their ground, and continue to move forward with dignity. Their silence is not weakness, it is courage. Their calm is not indifference, it is strength. And the beauty is that the influence of such courage is often invisible but lasting. It shapes character, inspires respect, and teaches life lessons without uttering a single word. Then there is kindness, a quiet, unassuming power that many underestimate. A gentle word of encouragement, a warm smile, a selfless act of help. A shoulder to lean on. These may seem like small gestures, but over time they create ripples. Ripples that heal, ripples that lift spirits, ripples that transform communities. The woman who spreads such kindness does not seek recognition. She does not ask for gratitude. She simply serves, because she knows that true impact does not require an audience. In a world that often glorifies loud voices, grand gestures, and visible achievements, it is easy to overlook the silent warriors. Yet it is these women who love without boasting, who sacrifice without seeking attention, who heal without asking for applause, who quietly shape the world. Their lives speak a language more powerful than words. Every act of patience, every expression of empathy, every small gesture of love carries a message louder than any speech could. So the next time you see a quiet smile, a gentle word, or a selfless action, do not dismiss it. Pause, appreciate it, and let it remind you of the power of silent love and compassion. And if we ourselves can walk softly through life, speak less but act with purpose, serve without expectation, and love with consistency, we too become part of that quiet revolution. A revolution that changes hearts, inspires lives, and leaves a legacy far beyond the reach of noise. Sometimes the loudest echoes are not in words, but in actions. The strongest voices are not in speeches, but in hearts. Let us honor the silent strength around us, and let us strive to be that silent voice of love and courage in someone's life every single day. Friends, today I want to talk about something we often overlook, something so simple yet so powerful: the quiet strength of women. In our busy lives, we are drawn to loud voices, flashy achievements, and visible success. But if we pause for a moment and look closely, we realize that some of the most profound lessons, the most inspiring acts, and the most lasting influences often come from those who do not seek the spotlight. Think of a woman who silently carries the weight of her family on her shoulders. She does not demand praise or recognition. She wakes early, organizes the day, ensures everyone is cared for, and perhaps spends her own dreams in the background. Her sacrifices go unnoticed, yet the impact of her actions resonates deeply. She builds confidence, nurtures potential, and quietly ensures stability in her world. That is power, not the kind that shouts, but the kind that quietly shapes lives. Consider the woman who faces adversity with courage. Life throws challenges her way, but she does not complain. She does not announce her struggles to the world. She perseveres with patience, walks with dignity, and faces each day with quiet determination. Her silence is not absence, it is resilience. Her composure is not weakness, it is strength. Over time, her courage inspires others around her without her ever needing to explain or defend herself. Then there is the woman who expresses love and kindness in ways that may seem small, almost invisible. A listening ear, a comforting word, a gesture of help, these are acts that seem ordinary but carry extraordinary power. They mend hearts, bring hope, and build bridges in ways that words cannot. These acts are often unrecognized, yet they create ripples that extend far beyond what the eye can see. In a world obsessed with noise and attention, it is easy to overlook the silent warriors. The ones who nurture without announcing, who support without seeking reward, who influence without taking credit. Their lives are a testament to the fact that true strength does not need a microphone, and real impact does not need an audience. Silence in the right context is louder than words. Actions, lived consistently with love and purpose, speak volumes. Friends, let us learn to appreciate these quiet strengths. Let us not wait for grand gestures to remind us of courage, love, or resilience. Let us recognize that the smallest act done with sincerity can leave a legacy far greater than the loudest declaration. And let us reflect on our own lives. Can we walk softly, speak less, but act more? Can we choose service over recognition, compassion over ego, love over attention? The world is full of noise, but the hearts that beat quietly, steadily, with purpose, often create the most profound harmony. Sometimes the loudest voice is the one that doesn't speak, and the deepest impact comes from the most silent acts. If we can honor and emulate this silent strength, we too will become part of a transformation that is subtle, yet powerful, gentle, yet everlasting. Friends, today I want to share something very close to my heart, the power of silence and the strength of women who often go unnoticed. We live in a world that celebrates loud voices, grand gestures, and visible achievements. But sometimes, the deepest impact is made not by words shouted from the rooftops, but by actions quietly lived every day. It is in these silent acts that real courage, real love, and real change are found. Consider the woman who wakes up before anyone else in the house. She moves quietly through her day, preparing meals, organizing the household, ensuring that everyone else's needs are met before her own. She rarely speaks of her sacrifices. She rarely seeks recognition, and yet the foundation she creates, the comfort she provides, and the love she radiates shape the lives of everyone around her. Her influence is profound, even if it goes unnoticed. Her silence is her strength, and her consistency is her voice. Now think about resilience. There are women who face life's storms with grace, the financial struggles, the personal losses, the emotional battles. They could easily complain, become bitter, or withdraw. Instead, they choose to endure quietly, to keep moving forward with dignity, to support their loved ones even when their own hearts are heavy. Their silence is not emptiness, it is courage. Their calm is not weakness, it is power, and in their quiet strength, they teach lessons that no lecture or speech could ever convey. Then there are those who influence others through small, simple acts of kindness. A word of encouragement to someone in despair, a gentle gesture of help, a smile offered to someone who is struggling. These may seem ordinary, almost invisible, but over time they create ripples that touch countless lives. The woman who embodies such kindness does not seek applause or reward. She serves because she knows that true impact lies in action, not recognition. In a world that often equates success with noise and visibility, it is essential to pause and reflect on the silent warriors around us. The ones who nurture, who guide, who heal without asking for acknowledgement. The ones whose love is steady, whose patience is enduring, and whose presence alone creates a sense of safety and hope. Their influence is subtle, yet it shapes the world in ways that words cannot describe. Friends, let us learn from them. Let us realize that actions, lived with integrity, patience, and love, speak far louder than words. Let us appreciate quiet courage, small acts of compassion, and resilience that does not seek recognition. And let us ask ourselves, can we live our lives with the same quiet strength? Can we choose to act with love rather than boast of our deeds? Can we become the silent force that uplifts, inspires, and transforms without making a sound? The world may celebrate noise, but history remembers the ones whose silent actions created waves. And sometimes the loudest voice is not the one that speaks, but the one that moves with purpose, love, and grace. Let us honor such strength, and let it inspire our own lives to speak, silently but powerfully, to the hearts of others. Dear friends, today I want to talk about something that is often overlooked. Something subtle yet incredibly powerful, the quiet strength of women who speak not with words, but with actions, love, and resilience. In a world that glorifies loud voices and instant recognition, it is easy to forget that true impact often comes in silence, in the small, consistent acts that touch lives in ways we may never fully see. Think of a woman who starts her day before anyone else. She quietly prepares the home, organizes meals, checks on her family, and ensures that everyone around her is comfortable and cared for. She rarely asks for appreciation, rarely expects acknowledgement, and yet the foundation she creates holds her world together. Her love, patience, and diligence ripple through the lives of those she nurtures, leaving an impact far greater than any spoken word could. Her silence is not emptiness, it is strength. Her consistency is not dullness, it is power. Now consider resilience. There are countless women who face challenges that could break anyone. They encounter financial difficulties, emotional struggles, personal setbacks, and societal pressures, yet they continue with dignity and grace. They do not complain loudly or broadcast their struggles to the world. Instead, they persevere quietly, finding strength in patience and hope in small steps forward. Their silence is not weakness, it is courage. Their calm is not indifference, it is power. In their silent endurance, they teach a lesson that is louder than any speech, the lesson that strength is not measured by noise, but by persistence, by the ability to rise every day with courage in the heart. Then there is kindness, a quiet force that changes the world without anyone noticing. A gentle word of encouragement, a warm smile, a selfless act of help. A listening ear, these small gestures create ripples that heal hearts, inspire hope, and strengthen communities. The women who practice such kindness do not do so for recognition or reward. They serve because they understand that real impact lies in action, not in applause. Their silence speaks volumes, their love touches lives, and their presence uplifts those who may never thank them aloud. In a society obsessed with visible success and loud achievements, it is easy to miss these silent warriors. But if we pay attention, we realize that their lives are full of lessons for all of us. They show us that actions speak louder than words, that patience can be more powerful than anger, that love can be stronger than pride, and that quiet resilience can move mountains over time. So let us take a moment to notice these women, to honor them, and to reflect on how we can learn from them. Let us ask ourselves, can we act with love without needing recognition? Can we endure challenges quietly and patiently? Can we influence others through our actions more than our words? Because when we live this way, we too become part of a quiet revolution, a revolution that changes hearts, transforms lives, and leaves a legacy far more meaningful than any noise ever could. Friends, today I want to talk about something we often overlook: the profound strength of women who speak not with words, but through their actions, their love, and their unwavering resilience. In a world obsessed with loud voices and instant recognition, it is easy to forget that some of the most powerful forces around us are quiet, subtle, and often unseen. Yet, their impact is immeasurable, shaping lives, hearts, and communities in ways that no loud proclamation ever could. Think about the woman who wakes up before dawn, quietly preparing the day for everyone around her. She does not announce her sacrifices. She does not expect applause or recognition. She simply acts with love, ensuring her family is nourished, safe, and ready to face the world. Her work may go unnoticed, her struggles may remain invisible, but her influence is undeniable. She nurtures growth, she creates stability, and she quietly teaches lessons of responsibility, care, and patience. Her silence is not a void, it is a force. Her humility is not weakness, it is strength. Consider the woman who faces challenges that could overwhelm anyone else. She may encounter disappointments, societal pressures, personal setbacks, or emotional burdens, yet she chooses to endure with grace. She does not complain loudly, she does not demand attention, and she does not seek validation for her struggles. Instead, she moves forward with quiet determination, demonstrating that true courage is often silent. Her resilience inspires others without a word. It teaches us that strength is not always visible, that endurance can be a quiet rebellion against the difficulties life throws at us. Then there are women who wield the power of kindness. A comforting word, a listening ear, a selfless act, a simple gesture of love. These may seem small, almost ordinary, but over time they create ripples that touch countless lives. The woman who practices such kindness does not seek acknowledgement. She serves because she understands the silent language of love, the quiet influence of compassion, and the invisible strength of empathy. Her actions speak far louder than any words could. In a world that often values noise over substance, it is easy to overlook these silent warriors. Yet their lives are full of lessons for all of us. They show us that patience can be more powerful than anger, that consistency can achieve what loudness cannot, and that a quiet heart filled with love can transform the lives of many. They remind us that real strength is not always visible, that true leadership is not always spoken, and that love does not need an audience to be effective. So let us take a moment to honor these women, the silent forces who shape the world through their love, courage, and compassion. Let us reflect on our own lives and ask, can we walk with quiet dignity? Can we act with love without seeking recognition? Can we endure challenges with patience and courage? Because when we do, we too become part of a powerful, silent revolution, a revolution that changes hearts, inspires lives, and leaves a legacy far deeper than words ever could. Let us pledge right here, right now, to listen more to the silent voices around us, to honor the quiet hearts that carry the world. And if we ourselves walk softly, speak softly, but live with purpose, love and courage, we too will become part of a powerful hush that changes lives. Because sometimes the loudest revolution begins not with words but with love, not with noise but with kindness, not with spectacles but with silent, steady, soulful action. Thank you, dear friends. May your silence speak volumes, and may your actions echo in hearts forever.